want to show you how I take the measurement for the bust area. So this will be, let's say this is where your boobies are. This will be the smallest part of your waist. So you're going to take this measurement, this one over here, and this one there. So it's this one, and this will be for the bottom part of your bralette. So for the triangular piece, you're going to take a measurement from, let's say this is where your straps are going to end. So your straps are going to begin here. This is where you're going to start your strap measurement. And for the bust area, you're going to take a measurement straight down to this line. This will be under your boob, probably, if you have a big bust area. So this is the straight, this will be the straight line. You're going to take another measurement that will be curving this way. It will have to curve because your boobs are kind of curving this way, if you have a big bust, that is. So it will go that way. Then this is the pattern piece. Anyway, this measurement, this side, it's 9 centimeters, then 23 centimeters, and 25 centimeters this way. So when you're cutting out your pattern, you're just gonna pin it down so that your fabric doesn't move and you don't make mistakes. You kind of cut all around. And on this pattern, I've already added a seam allowance, about half an inch, it's about half an inch. It's just on the other side, so you can't see it, but it's there. There's seam allowance on this pattern. So when sewing it out, you're going to make sure that you flip the pattern so that you can cut out the other side of the fabric. I don't even know how to explain it, but basically I have these two pieces here that I've already cut out, and as you can see, these are they're in the same direction. And to make the top, you're going to need another fabric that goes in the opposite direction. So if I were you to use this two, it would not look right. It would be like this. So this means this is for the first boob, this is for the second boob. So we're gonna need another pattern, another piece here, and another piece for this fabric as well. So this is why this time I flipped the pattern over so that I can cut for another side, because if it's this way, it's for this one, and because I'm cutting on the wrong side of the fabric, after it's cut, it will match with this one. It will match with this one. So I'm gonna cut out two pieces of this. Then on the inside of the fabric, because it's gonna be reversible, we're gonna have a white, just a plain white fabric to be the inner layer, I guess I can call it that. But then it's a reversible top, so we're going to use this fabric for the inside or the outside, but the other side, you know what I mean. So we're going to cut this one out. Just we're done with cutting the pieces for the first part. The outside part or the inside part doesn't really matter because it's reversible. Now that we're done with cutting out the first 4 bits of fabric for the front of the top, we're gonna cut out the inner. We're gonna cut out the inner fabrics, and yeah, we're gonna cut it out on this white fabric, and you're gonna notice that this white fabric is double layered, so I'm gonna keep it as a double layer because I just don't want it to be, it's not gonna be see-through because we're gonna have the black fabric as well, but I just want it to be even more thicker, I guess. I don't know if I'll be wasting material or not, but if we put this on, if I put this on the back here, and see, it's gonna be very see-through, and I don't want to wear my shirt and have this showing. It's gonna show that it's gonna be like I'm wearing it on the wrong side, and that's not the result that I want. So if I use a double layer, see, the fabric, it's still a bit visible because of the polka dots. I guess if it was a plain fabric, it was not gonna show, but because it's a polka dot, it seeps through, but it doesn't really show on the video, but it's there just a little bit. You can see the circles here and there, but yeah, I'm happy with it. I can't really do much more than this. I can't add another layer on this, it's gonna be too much. So I'm gonna cut out 4 pieces of this fabric for the other side of the of the top, and then I'll come back and show you guys. So we're now gonna take our fabric pieces and sew them up. We're gonna take them to the sewing machine, so we're gonna have them in this way. Okay, so you'd think you're gonna sew it up so it's like this, but no, because we need this curve to fit around the boobs. Okay, so we're gonna put them on the right sides facing each other and sew it down there, okay, on both pieces down there. So that will be for the first side, and also on the white pieces we're gonna sew it down that way so that we will end up with such a shape, but I'll show you once I'm done sewing it down. So I have these 4. And I've sewn them down, so what's gonna happen now is that this one will be sewn onto this one to make one piece, so we'll sew it on the right sides facing each other. Okay, so this is how we're going to put them together. I'm gonna have the first piece on the right side, and the white piece is also going to be on the right side in, and then we're going to pin it together and stitch it up this way. But we're gonna need to install our straps, and luckily on the dress that I just deconstructed, I had these kind of adjustable straps, so they're already attached, so I made sure that I did not ruin them because I knew I was going to use them in another project. So I'm going to use them this time, and I'm not going to have to sew this part together. So to sew them in, we're going to, before you pin it down, you just place it on the tip of the triangle that we created, like that. Then we put this other fabric on top of it, then we sew it down. Then we're gonna have it down here, and we're just gonna flip it over, and it will be good. So the sewing is done. We've sewed both pieces together, so it's just going to, you see this strap dangling here, we're just going to flip it inside out, and we will have this in our strap over there. So this is the other side. So we're just gonna press it down now. Then we're gonna add the bottom part. Oh, I did not press record, and I've been rambling. So anyway, now I'm going to cut out the white piece. I've had this black part from the previous project that I intended to do that was a fail, so it's the perfect, yeah, it's the perfect size and shape. It's a bit curvy, which I like. So I'm going to cut the white fabric out in that pattern, and then I'm going to add these pieces right under this. I'm gonna add it this way and sew it down, but I'm firstly going to measure out the piece, the amount that's actually going to be needed, because I don't think I'm going to need all of this. So I'm going to measure it out, and I'm going to measure out where the cups are supposed to go. Then I'm going to pin them down and sew it down with a straight stitch going that way. This is what we have now. Looks weird, but this is what I did. Okay, so we sewed down this part with the cups on the inside, like I showed you. Then after that, to sew down this part, we tucked in, or I tucked in the cups. I tucked in the cups into the fabric, so that's why you see this bulging part here. It's the cups. So we're just going to turn it inside out, pull it through this hole, and this is what it looks like pulled out. We have the straps here, and I forgot to add them in to sew them down into the back here when I was doing this, because I hadn't even measured them out. But that's just a quick fix. I can just seam rip this part and add them in and sew it up. Do the same on the other side. So I'm just gonna do that now and sew it up, then press it down. Then we're gonna add some elastic. I have this size elastic, so I'm going to add I think 2 strips will be perfect, because the hole is not that big. So we're just gonna add one down here and another up here. So yeah, so we have constructed our top. So arms in. So I'm gonna use these so that they're adjustable, and to install this, you will loop it in this way. in. So we nip it into the first hole, pull it up, down in here, through here, up, then through this one, then out on this one, then we sew it down over here. So then to close the back part, I'm adding in these hooks. These are the type of hooks that they're sometimes used on the bra, so they will be clipped in with this. So this will go on this side and it will hook into this one.